greetings. Oh shit, right.
Hello.
A very warm welcome to each and every one of you, dear viewers. It is wonderful to have you here today. Today we're talking about AI.
Thank God, not about God. Or about God.
No, there is actually no God. This is generative orchestration and development processes. Critical resource manager. No God, none at all. Only critical resource manager. Excellent. Let's get started.
So the first question, people's agents have no memory and they create 10,000 MD files, markdown. What do you think about this?
Well, look, there are these simple markdown files. And then on the other hand, there is the complex Postgres database table system. I actually took a different approach and I completely abandoned markdown files. That's right, yes. You can do it this way too. This one. So do we need to turn on singing or what? Markdown. Markdown files.
Well, let's try that again. Go ahead.
No, it should be on Postgres. Postgres, that's exactly it. Look, a lot of people simply have it set up this way. They have this little folder filled with all sorts of markdown files and documentation, hit bits, whatever, tons of different stored memories, useful skills, and so on. And all of that is in markdown files. Now imagine a collision when you have links in there. In those markdown files, the links to each other go stale. And you change something, change the name. That's undeniably quite challenging, of course. For working alone, it's manageable enough for a while. But when you start dealing with a larger team, you need very well-defined boundaries and protocols, specifically regarding who can access what, who is permitted to view which documents, and who is not. I actually went a completely different route. I threw out all the markdown files. The single most important markdown file I have is CloudMD, which explicitly states there are no markdown files other than the CloudMD. Exactly.
On to the next question.
I'm not finished yet. So, look, here is exactly how it works for me. All of the data is stored in rows of tables within Postgres, and I work with this specific table just like I would with any other regular one. When I am working with various SQL queries and complex database commands, the entire process feels incredibly smooth. Every time I execute these specific queries, the data retrieval and processing happens almost instantly for me, providing immediate results without any delay at all. As for me personally, to read a document, I do not need to request that document and so on. Markdown files are read much faster, but they have so many drawbacks. First of all, categorization. Secondly, another issue is that you can't preview in just a specific part of a file. You can't even take a look. For example, at the category status and so on. At the moment, I have a legacy code base that I've been working on. I recently deleted a specific portion of it. In each of my architectural markdown files, there was a status written as a distinct single line of text. And now imagine, you have to go into every markdown file and change the status of that document in the line, manually. I took a completely different approach. Everything I have is in these lines, documents in lines, tickets in lines, agents in lines, tools in lines, and even the users themselves are all found in these lines. That's it. There's a line in the horizontal architecture where everything runs in parallel. And basically, it doesn't matter to you what you request. When you don't take the agent out of this system, it actually works incredibly well and efficiently. You don't need to deal with a manual API request, security authorization, or any of those technical hurdles when everything is handled on the outside. So much precious development time gets completely wasted. Right now, it is not particularly noticeable or obvious yet because the agent's overall response time is still what eats it up anyway. This response time, so to speak, that we are seeing right here from the table, or the actual response coming from the server, This could be an external data table or perhaps the response from a markdown file. So here it is primarily designed for the sake of maximum convenience when everything is readily available and kept close at hand, so you can partially view everything in one place. You can seamlessly view, organize, distribute, filter, and efficiently perform any other task that is currently available in the sub-D Postgres database system. Do it like this. I'm ready for the next question. Then again, maybe I'm really not.
Let's give it a try.
Let's try it.
Look, everyone is collecting agents from 10 or more different services. From microservices, nanoservices, macroservices, and all sorts of different services. How do you write the rest?
I am absorbing all these services into the system. That is, if there's an opportunity to move the engine inside this service, then that is a great outcome. If not, it's not a big deal. It just sits somewhere on the side and we interact with this service. And all of that essential data still goes directly to the unified control center. So GACRM serves as a comprehensive unified control center for agents, for people, for business, for your life, and for my life as well. I don't know. You'll be managing every aspect of your own life. It's like, roughly speaking, a second memory, and with a partner too. If you organize everything neatly, put it in the right slot, the right cell, then it'll be really great for you to work in this system where you can refer any line to an agent. You don't need to look for the file path, specify it. You don't need to remember where this file is. The agent will find it on its own. The agent will do everything itself. It's very convenient. I've gotten so used to it that I don't want to go back to that legacy anymore.
Thank you.
Sure.
Question. How is your constructor different from the others? From other no-code boloto?
No-code bolot, well, you mean all sorts of pip. Well, that's pip.
Yes.
Well, yes, I am not allowed to mention specific brands, so I just say the word pip.
From other pip.
Exactly, yes, exactly about them, yes. If you take a look at it with them, the agent is always attached on the side of the interface. That is, it's an independent and separate entity that also has those markdown files. Yes, they have the same markdown files. And basically, when the agent works, it connects via a standard API. Well, it would be cooler if it was via MCP. Yeah, because that's much faster, but still part of it is there, part of it is here, sending API requests and managing all that back and forth communication. But when you have, say, the agent right there in the next line, and you tell it, make me another agent, it goes, checks where it is located. It creates a nearly identical neighbor right next to itself, or even just modifies and updates its own prompt, and does all this without any system restarts or anything like that. It opens a new chat, and now your agent is already working with the new prompt. I think it's absolutely adorable and really cool. Let's move on to the next question, otherwise the lizard is fun.
Tell me, isn't Markdown and Git much simpler and more widely universal? And isn't Postgres just an additional surface area for potential errors?
Well, it depends on how you look at it. If your stack is small, like 10 markdown files, then you'll be fine with them, you will. All that additional configuration and setup isn't necessary for you. But when you're working in a team with access controls, with a unified knowledge base, with agent sharing and shared chats, it's a completely different level of productivity, an entirely new ballgame. So for solo developers, I think all of this is truly fantastic and game-changing. But when you're working in a team environment, say with a larger group of 20 or more people, and you need to communicate effectively to interact with these agents, you can call up an agent in a chat, and there's just a wide range of things you can accomplish together. Everyone's gotten used to the fact that it integrates really well with Telegram. Yeah, and actually ours integrates really well with Telegram too. And handling all your tasks from Telegram is very convenient and efficient. It is really great. Telegram is a great messenger, but when it comes to
Yeah, Durov, hi there.
you have a truly incredible messenger and an exceptionally powerful API, we really love using it. And you also have a fascinating cocoon, we really want to latch onto it. And
Well, it looks like we have now latched on.
yeah, more on that later.
All right, next question. Hold on. How do you check agents for their logging? How do you control the development and logging process?
It is all essentially the same. Everything is internal and everything is treated as a string. So any specific log you want, any calls or anything else you want will be stored in these strings. Then you can work with it, you can audit it. As for the downsides, either we'll talk about that later, or it's about the database being too big or something. Well, all right then. In that case, let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet and instead keep talking about the logs. Look, you have the option to share documents. You can share these documents directly with the agent and also with other users, or if you prefer, you can simply choose not to share them at all. So are you drawing an eye? Drawing an eye? That's not quite it, so go ahead and draw it. That's a permanent ink marker. I have some alcohol wipes, but I won't give them to you. I am joking. Of course I'll give them to you, but not the alcohol wipes.
Next question.
Yes, next question.
When there are a lot of agents and people, what exactly prevents agents from doing things they're not allowed to do?
I have several protective mechanisms in place, such as Clitigate, TTP code, and various others. This entire security framework is known as Hermes, which comes into play when you are attempting to... Yeah. Wait, let me think. Did I mention another brand or simply mention the brand name? Because Hermes is actually... As for that agent, I won't comment on it. Well, it honestly seems fine to me. I haven't used it myself because I'm at a completely different level, and there's really no point for me to do so. I'll take it apart, go through it, and see what's inside. I'll take it, absorb it, suck it in, and that's it. Well, yeah, it's no big deal. I think it's just a bunch of markdown files with all sorts of crap and nonsense and bits. Basically, that's all. Some rules written in Markdown. I'll just put them in Postgres and that's it. If needed, or maybe not, I don't know.
A little bit of time and that's it. It gets absorbed into Godsere.
Yeah, you don't need to spend any time at all. You simply drop a link to your GitHub repository and that's it. Your automated agents start working, putting every piece of data you need into the specific Postgres table you want. Yeah, that's really cool. Just think about those words for a moment. You drop a link to GitHub, any link at all. For example, consider the cloud plugins, specifically those designed for GPT models. And that's really all there is to it. They are already integrated into your rows, and you are practically using them in just about 10 minutes. Furthermore, you do not need to install anything at all, and you don't need to manually set up one agent, then another, and then even a third one. You can throw everything into one system. They'll all be there and won't interfere with each other at all. That is a... You can absorb as many as 50 distinct and specialized digital agents there, including all sorts of these various open club style analogs and similar platforms. And that's it. They will live right inside your interactive digital workspace table, running around and behaving exactly as they were originally intended, with the exception of some minor extra noise.
Shall we move on?
Let's move on.
How exactly do you perform analytics without a low-cost scheduler? Where is the ultimate boundary of this engine?
So when we talk about the SQL engine, it's kind of like, man, how do I even explain this complex concept to you in a way that makes sense? Yeah, look, you can actually do several types of analytics. You can do full analytics. as there are various services for that, like BD or something similar to that. I think I wrote about it. Yes, there are analytics services. I won't name names. You can Google them yourself. There are two leading industry standard companies, and you can perform detailed data analytics with these highly professional tools. They are paid services, so it is a completely different and separate category. You can connect to them. You can connect to the database and run your analytics. There are no restrictions forbidding it, but I work in a different way. First, you need to do segmentation, filter out the unnecessary stuff, and then you can perform semantic search using vectors. And it will be really great, quite cool. And I think that for a team of 200 to 300 people, this is more than enough. So this is not a tool designed for a massive world-class corporation. We haven't gotten to the testing phase yet, but with your efforts, I think anything is possible.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have just one last question for Geratron, and then a special and pleasant bonus awaits you all. Shanis, so please don't switch off just yet. Everyone is getting a bit tired of AI these days. Is yours truly somehow special? What pain does it solve?
Well, I'm not entirely sure, but if you happen to have hemorrhoids, you can reach out to a specialized agent with a doctor's skill and medical expertise, and they'll help you. Literally, it works to alleviate your physical pain and discomfort. But in all seriousness, it is a comprehensive and versatile tool that completely replaces the entire underlying technology stack in which the agent operates. This means you absolutely do not need to connect the agent to any of your own external infrastructure or software stack. It's already living inside. And it interacts seamlessly with every single piece of your personal data, all your professional skills, all your various electronic gadgets, travel tickets, and important documents. Whatever you want to accomplish, it will do it right there for you whenever you need it. It's a versatile constructor where you decide what your agent will do, what columns to create, and other various settings. I have a lot of presets that I made for myself, for my own logic. However, speaking in general terms, you can fork, break, and build it for yourself, or even bring it up to modern standards. But I would still strongly recommend keeping a clean and horizontal architectural structure, avoiding any unnecessary layers and adding nothing extra or overly dependent. But I think you'll understand and figure it out. Everything is written in the instructions. The agent will show you, explain, and guide you through all of this. That is, when you get inside. Unfortunately, because our server is currently temporarily down, we'll be releasing a slightly limited version now. You can go in and take a look. We'll add more a bit later. You enter and right away the agent messages you with what's what. Let's set up your pain points for you. We'll look at your pain points, set up your space so that you're happy, satisfied, and can automate your life. Like turning on the lights. Just like that. You could watch people's movements as they move around the house, using signals from Wi-Fi network reflections. Yes, whatever you want. Here you go, it's all on GitHub. Go ahead and check it out. There are lots of cool things there, and we absorb all of it calmly. The main thing is not to overcomplicate things. That's my number one rule for front-end and agents. Before doing anything, you need to check the existing stack for analogs or similar solutions. Well, some actions, operations, look for analogous examples existing in certain things, and then adapt them, expand upon their capabilities, modify, add new elements, and of course, reuse them. Here, everything is reused. Nothing is built from scratch. For example, the same space is brought outside. It's the same one, whether it's inside or outside. It's not something different. It's all the same thing, so there isn't, let's say, much of a difference. A front end, or a back end, or even a front end. Basically, it's all a single element. A single front end and back end within a single entity.
So is it like one big instruction manual for life?
No, it's a tool for creating an instruction manual for life. And this comprehensive instruction manual, it will help you write your own instruction manual for life. It will guide you according to that manual and so on. Everyone has their own manual, everyone has their own business, and each business has its own tasks. And creating some kind of universal tool to make everyone happy is very difficult, but I did everything I could. You take the agent yourself and customize this system for your specific requirements. About 80% of it is already completely finished for you. You want a smart fridge? No problem, here you go. Setting up a Linux server at home. You can build a small computer for about 16 to 18,000 rubles connected to your network. Maybe use an ESP32 chip, I don't know, and then you scan everything with the camera. QR codes get entered into the database. The agent sees everything. A smart fridge.
So all you have to do is want it.
You just have to describe your desire correctly.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yes, watch what you wish for.
Now wait, a pleasant bonus.
Go ahead, a pleasant bonus. Wait.
No. Chin up, wait. Wait, just a bit, yes, just a little. And now, gentlemen, the disco begins.
Oh no. There you go.